Hey, it's me again. Like I said, I was burning some vacation time and I've got a little bit of extra time right now. I wanted to cover some of, well, these are the three hydration bags that I carry. And I wanted to show you a little bit of differences between them and why you might want one or the other and things like that. So let's start up. Maybe I'll put the two source ones next to each other and I'll move that Camelback over to the side. So let's start with the Camelback. So this was issued with the USMC pack. What I like about it is integrated to work with the USMC bag. So you've got these attachments so you can put this on the Molly or the Pals webbing on the sides or the front of the pack. So you got these grim locks on here, so you can just attach these very simply. You can also take out this bladder inside, and it's the right size. It's 3 liters, so you can put it inside of the pack and then run this through the pack to your straps and attach this to your straps. One thing I like on it is you have this bite valve. So when you bite this, this opens up the valve and you can drink out of it. Unlike the Source just has a simple valve on there, so you open that valve and then you can suck the water out of it. That's what I like about this, and I think I could probably change this onto there. I haven't tried it yet, but maybe not. But if I want a bite valve, that's great. You also have this large opening on side of here, so this is a quarter turn, and then you can open this up and fill this thing up quickly. And then you've got this little tiny pouch here, and you got Pals webbing on here so you can attach things. Like I have a flashlight holder on here. This is what my son usually uses when he goes out. You got another little pouch inside of here, and you can store some stuff in there. You can use this thing. It's got its own shoulder straps in case that's all you want to carry. Got a few things. Sometimes I'll go carry a rucksack and then have my son carry the water with him, and he wears this, and we can drink out of this if we need to. So that's 3 liters. Right next to it is the Source. This one is from the I'd say the mid 2000s, made for the Marines, and it's in Coyote Brown. So there are some zippers on here. These are mainly so you can get inside of the packet, but you could store some stuff if you wanted. It's slightly less versatile as the Camelback. I have not weighed these, but they look like about the same weight. Obviously this thing is physically longer and a little bit narrower than the Camelback. And then you have your shoulder straps, which you can also hide inside this little pouch in the back if you want to attach it directly to a rucksack or something else. So you've got these quick connects on here, so you can attach this to just about anything, which is a benefit. With the grim locks, you can do that with a lot of things, but not everything. And the main reason that I like the Source is I don't taste any flavor when I'm using these two source things versus the Camelback. So the Camelback, you know, I'm not sure what the proprietary ingredient is on this. It tastes kind of like vinyl to me, and I can definitely taste it. I mean, you know, if I'm thirsty, it's not gonna kill me. I just don't care for it versus the source. In a previous video I did talk about the source though, so I bought one that was unused, and I bought it on eBay, and I gave my feedback on it before I opened it up to see that inside this thing was it was burst on there. So just from storage, this thing burst. It wasn't ever filled or anything like that. So I'm not 100% sure if these things burst more than, say, the Camelbacks, but just from my own personal experiences, this might be a little bit more delicate than the Camelback. This is a brand new one that I bought at Sportsman's Guide. It was only $26.93 or something like that, with the membership. I thought it was a great deal because the original one I bought was $29. If I get a replacement bladder, that thing runs around 20 bucks. So I said, forget it, I'll just get a brand new one. I do have the carrier still. Obviously the bladder on that carrier is broken, so it's not going to work. But I could still use, in theory, I could use that carrier and then maybe buy a new bladder if I want to. But I think that's a good deal, honestly. And then right next to these, we do have the Source. This is a 20 liter, or in America where I live, this thing is about 5.2 gallons. Give you an idea. This is geared more towards being like a squad type water carrier. It comes with its own shoulder strap, so you can carry this on its own. You also have attachments, so you can put this thing onto you know, a frame. So you see here you've got these attachments on the bottom and the top, so this thing will strap onto a frame. More specifically would be the 1606 AC or 1606 MC frames. The problem with using it just with the frame, there's no padding, so when you put this on that frame, there's no padding to your back. If you have the USMC rucksack, you know, where the shoulder straps attach to the frame, they do have a pad similar to the old Molly 1 and Molly 2 shoulder straps, and that gives you some protection there when it attaches to the frame. But it's not comfortable unless you have, you know, that attachment onto the frame. So then I would have to remove the USMC or FILBE pack from the frame and just use the straps with it. I don't think I really need to, though. I mean, because water is so fluid and flexible, you know, when you fill this thing up, it's gonna shape to the back of your back. The only time you want the frame is if you sweat a lot like me, then you might want that frame. You can also put this on the Alice frame, or I could put it on the Swedish LK35, which has its own padding and stuff, so I may do that. This thing, like I said, is made more towards a squad type of thing. So if you're trying to hydrate your troops inside, they've got tubes in here. So you've got tubes so you can attach them to these hydration bladders and fill them up. So you can hang this thing onto a vehicle or a pack or wherever you're at, and then gravity will allow this thing to fill up your hydration. There's also a second tube in there if you want to put you know, like a bite valve or something like that. Then you also have the tubes for that inside. So you've got two different sources for water on this, one for refueling these bladders and one for just drinking directly from it. There's also an attachment in here so I can attach it to a hose to refill this rapidly. You can also, you know, has your standard source opening on here. Good thing with the source ones is you can open the top of these bladders, and you can clean them a lot easier. It just has a little bar that slides across the thing. When you slide that thing off, it'll open these things up so you can either fill them or clean them or whatever you need. I kind of got this because my son's in the Scouts, as I've said previously. Just in case I want to take extra water, then I can hump this in and then supply it to the Scouts that we're with. Also, if there's some kind of emergency, I can carry, you know, 5 gallons of water at one time if I need to be kind of mobile or something like that, throw in my vehicle or onto my rucksack. I can do that. I bought this on eBay for about $80. Now these things retail for, I believe, over $300, $350 to get one of these if you just buy it directly from source. Somebody was selling it on eBay, you know, probably from the military. I'm not sure. I don't really care. I got it at a great deal, and that's why I bought this, but I would not most likely have bought it at $300. Now I'm not saying it's not worth $300, but if you can find it for less, definitely. I think it's worth $80 very easily. And so now I've got like an emergency carrier for water if I decide I want to bug out and take my family with me and carry some water with me. This is a great deal. And like I said, with a source, you don't get that crazy flavor like you might from Camelback or some other brands that might be out there. That's the main reason I like these things. As far as durability, I really haven't tested these, although, as I said, the one that I got that was unused was burst already just from storage. So perhaps these things are not as durable as I might want them to be. If you guys have any questions here, please post them and I'll try to answer as soon as I can. Thanks a lot for watching, and be safe out there with the coronavirus. Bye-bye.